Merhaba.
Merhaba, nasılsınız?
You are citing me one report, I don't know who they are, what report they've written, but you're accusing an entire country of something terrible.
I know that extraditions
No, you have a
are very
different agenda
important.
here. No, you
No,
have
I
a
have
different
actually.
agenda.
I have not actually.
No,
But I know
it's a
that
different
in the
agenda.
NATO discussions,
You are making baseless accusations, saying that Turkey has become a hub for cocaine traffic, mafia leaders. That is PKK speaking, that is FETÖ speaking. That is not honest journalism. We have heard these claims many, many times. Don't think that we will be intimidated by that kind of stuff. This is not honest journalism. You're making baseless accusations, taking them as facts, on the basis of which you're asking me questions, and you want me to answer them. These are ridiculous questions. Anyway, I don't want to continue this. Can you stop this?
Merhaba.
Merhaba, nasılsınız?
But if you are implying that Turkey somehow provides haven for these people, protects them here, that's completely baseless, completely outrageous to make such a claim. If that's your implication, your insinuation, I completely reject it. As I completely reject your accusation or insinuation that Turkey has become a hub for cocaine traffic or drug dealers, etc. There is no fact for them. Where is that? You are citing me one report, I don't know who they are, what report they've written, but you're accusing an entire country of something terrible. Turkey has not become a safe haven for gangsters or criminals. We give a very, very severe fight against any kind of drug dealers, illegal human trafficking. You can look at our records. You can look at the number of people arrested. You can look at the number of drugs, cocaine and other things confiscated. Many have tried to use Turkey as a transit to Europe, and we've stopped it.
I know that extraditions
No, you have a
are very
different agenda
important.
here. No, you
I
have a different
actually.
agenda.
I have not actually.
No,
But I know
it's a
that
different
in the
agenda.
NATO discussions,
You are making baseless accusations, saying that Turkey has become a hub for cocaine traffic, mafia leaders. That is PKK speaking, that is FETÖ speaking. That is not honest journalism. We have heard these claims many, many times. Don't think that we will be intimidated by that kind of stuff. This is not honest journalism. You're making baseless accusations, taking them as facts, on the basis of which you're asking me questions, and you want me to answer them. These are ridiculous questions. Anyway, I don't want to continue this. Can you stop this?
Mr. Kalin, let's just look briefly in the time we have left at the purges, the people who were after the coup attempt in 2016.
I think I already answered that.
The people who were fired from their jobs. Many thousands of them had to be cleared later on because the charges against them were nonsense, weren't they? Thousands of people who were falsely implicated in the coup attempt had to be reinstalled because the allegations against them were false. Not that they had the chance to defend themselves before they were fired. This is life under your AKP, isn't it?
All right.
You get purged, you have no chance to defend
yourself. Are we on the eastern
yourself.
side or the western side of Berlin right now?
Does it matter?
What? On the eastern side. You know how many people were fired from their jobs when the unification happened?
We're not talking about Germany.
No.
We're talking about.
Look, you have to see
I
this
know
in
you
context.
don't want to talk about this.
You have to
it may
see
be
this in
painful
context.
and embarrassing.
You know,
no.
when it comes
let's just talk
to
about,
your own issues, you want to provide the context. When it comes to Turkey, you deny me the right to state the context. I'm asking the audience here, how many people were fired from their jobs when the unification happened in 1989? I'll give you the number. 500,000 people.
So
These
what?
are
So
civil
what?
workers, these are soldiers,
So
these
what?
are journalists, these are diplomats.
You can play the what about game, and it's very fashionable.
No, I'm
and
providing a
politicians
context
these days. What about
for
Mars?
this.
What about Venus?
I'm
what about
providing
Russia?
a context
What about China?
for
no,
what happened in
no,
Turkey.
you're
When
trying
you
to
talk about
evade
the purge,
answering the question.
it's a very
the fact is that
simple
tens of
fact.
thousands of people were fired and humiliated, and their reputations were drawn through the mud before finally they were able to clear their names.
Because there is a judicial path for this.
Yeah, but look what happened in the meantime.
They have applied. Those who were cleared, in fact, are free either to go or to apply for their jobs, and that's still a process underway. Of course, I'm not saying that everything is perfect there. There is still room for improvement. There are still things that we need to do to make sure that these people, have their full rights. But you have to see this in context.
Your party has sat back and watched countless people's lives ruined while you threw allegations at them that turned out to be false.
There is a judicial process
Oh,
for them to
eventually.
apply.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually, maybe.
There was for this 500,000
Who cares about the
people.
collateral damage?
Yeah.
huh?
There's 500,000 people who were fired from their jobs during the unification because they were suspected of working for SATSI, the Eastern German intelligence. They
Thank
were
you.
suspected.
But we're talking about Turkey.
We are talking about
have been
people
talking about Turkey.
in Turkey
And I
that
thank you
carried
very
out
much.
a military coup. And now we're clearing them. Most of the things that you're referring to, in fact, is a reference to these people.
I'm referring also to what the EU Commission in its latest report called the backsliding on human rights. Backsliding in a number of areas affecting human rights. It says your accession negotiations have effectively come to a standstill. It's time to end this, isn't it? Because you have no intention of meeting the conditions for membership that have been set down by the EU, have you?
We were promised to be a full member in the European Union many times.
And then you violated human rights, left, right and centre.
And we've been waiting since, I don't know, 62, 63 officially. We got an official date in 2004 and 5. It was our President Erdogan, actually, who put so much political capital into this. And we were presented with a package of 36 chapters. No candidate member was ever presented with this many chapters. And then what happened? 15 years later, we open only one chapter, close only one chapter. I'm not even talking about
You're saying you're the
issues.
victim here. You like to play the victim. The victim of what? Bias against Turkey?
I don't see myself as a victim. I'm just stating the facts. Look, there is an enlargement process or fatigue in Europe.
And
right?
there are conditions to be met.
They don't want to
And you don't meet
expand.
them, Mr. Kalin.
And there
You
is a
don't meet them.
negotiation fatigue in Turkey also. How long will it take? Another century for Turkey to be a full member?
That's up to you,
It's
isn't it?
one thing
if you
after
abide by the
another.
conditions, it could happen.
Well,
quickly.
look, most of the
You're
things
not
that we are
interested,
talking
are you?
about, for example, in Eastern Mediterranean today, is related to the Cyprus issue. You remember what happened in 2004 with the Annan referendum? For the unification of the island, the Turkish side said yes, the Greek side said no. And what happened afterwards? In fact, the
So
EU
what do you
was,
put this down
no,
to?
What I'm
the
saying
anti-Turkish
is
chorus that you talk so much about? Is this part of the anti-Turkish chorus that you often talk about?
I'm talking about
What are you saying
a
here?
failure of
Are
consistency.
you saying the EU is
and
biased
principle
against Turkey?
In the EU, after the referendum, what they did, instead of actually challenging the Greek side on this issue, they accepted the Greek side as a full member. And that violated another key EU principle. You don't bring in a bilateral territorial dispute into the EU. They did exactly that. And now, for the last 14, 15 years, we've been dealing with this issue. So, but my point is that it's either Cyprus or human rights issues or security or Turkey's. It's one thing after another that is presented as an excuse or an obstacle for Turkey's EU membership.
Okay, so
And we said,
you know what the conditions are,
we
so
will
you either
never
want to meet them or not. Call it
we-
a day then.
we will
if you're fed
never-
up with it, call it a day.
If the EU wants to do it, they're welcome to do it. We are still committed to joining the EU as a full member, nothing short of a full member.